If you want to burn fat, stay healthy, and get in shape, you need to be exercising regularly. But did you know that only 4% of the whole population uses the gym consistently? Here's the problem. You're probably thinking it's perfectly normal to pull down your pants down to your ankles for doing a set. Well, I'm actually not talking about the people in these videos. I'm talking about the training style that they are doing. This might be shocking for you to hear, but for most people, that might include you too. Traditional bodybuilding workouts are the worst method to burn fat. Most gym members given traditional bodybuilding workouts, they get no result, which is such a shame. So many folks wasting their time doing workouts they don't enjoy. Because of that, many gym membership goes unused, paying monthly for nothing. And the worst part, we forget that exercising regularly isn't just about staying in shape and looking good. It is important because it keeps us young, boosts our energy, reduces stress, boosts libido and boosts testosterone for men. It balances our hormone levels and reduces the risk of developing chronic illness. But here's the thing. Many don't realize that traditional bodybuilding isn't the only way to work out in the gym. The truth is, the best program for shedding belly fat is the one that you can stick with consistently for the longest. We all have our reasons to why we can't stick with a workout routine consistently. Some of us struggles to find time to do the workout. Some just don't like the gym. Some don't see the point because they aren't getting any result. And some avoid it because they feel lost and don't know what they are doing. But in this video, I'm going to show you 4 steps to overcome all those obstacles that are preventing you from working out regularly. And I'll show you how to create a routine that you can realistically stick with over time, so you can not only become a fitter version of yourself, but also a healthier, more confident and happier version. And stick around to the end because I've got a bonus tip on how to kickstart everything and reach your goals faster. Do you have enough time to spend 2 hours at the gym 5 times a week? I don't. And unless you're an unemployed 19-year-old with nothing else to do, neither do you, I reckon. As long as your goal isn't to become a professional bodybuilder, you don't need to spend that much time in the gym to reach your goals. The most important thing is consistency. And studies have actually shown that shortening your workout can actually improve consistency in training. Another problem that little people are talking about is the time it takes to get to and from the gym. Try to shorten your commute, maybe pay that extra $20 or $30 a month for a gym that is closer to you. Even if it costs more, you'll save hours each month on communicating, and those $20-$30 you'll earn that back with only 1 hour at your current job. So step 1 is remove barriers. Working out shouldn't feel like a drag. It should feel like grabbing a lunch, a quick pit stop for 30 to 45 minutes, then you're back to your day. But the biggest barriers that I have come across, at least for many of my clients, but I reckon it's the same for most of you, is that people struggle in the beginning because they feel lost in the gym, like they're wasting a lot of time trying to figure out what to do. Also, many feel insecure because they don't feel like they belong in the gym because they don't know what they're doing. But here's the thing, guys. It's normal to feel like you don't belong at a place in the beginning. It's called the imposter syndrome. We didn't come out of the womb with all the skills necessarily to thrive in life. We are all imposters in everything we do in the beginning. Every time I start a new job, I feel like an imposter because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't feel qualified to do that job. But know this, nobody expects you to be perfect in the beginning, not as much as you expect it from yourself. And nobody's judging you as harsh as you judge yourself. The sooner you start embrace being a beginner, the faster you become a pro. And if you need guidance to know which exercise to do and how to do them correctly so you can avoid potential injuries, and maybe someone to answer all your questions regarding training and fitness, check out the link in the description.
That was funny. I'm gonna send that to the group chat. So I don't know if you can relate, but I am addicted to my phone. I check automatically Instagram and X each time I am bored. Not necessarily because I am curious. I think at this point it's just become a habit. You know, just in case an Instagram model decides to DM me between the time I'm at meetings to when I'm sitting on the toilet scrolling on my phone. It hasn't happened yet. But you never know. One day.
Stand your base! Stand your base! It's yours, the space is yours!
Another thing I hate is waiting in line. Especially if the person in front of me is freaking slow. Drives me freaking crazy. Ever caught yourself scrolling between sets at the gym, mindlessly scrolling through your phone? And it completely kills the vibe. It makes it so much harder to get focused. And before you know it, the workout feels like an absolute drag.
Do you know why sports are so addictive? It's because you don't take pauses unless you're dead tired, and there's always action. The most boring part is sitting on the bench waiting, but once you're in the game, it's the best feeling ever. That's why step 2 is diversifying your training style. Think about work. There are two type of work. The one where you're just sitting around watching the clock, waiting for the time to run out and you're not being productive during that time. You're basically bored out of your mind. Then there's kind of work where you're passionate about, where you're in a flow state of mind and suddenly time had passed by faster than you ever thought and you've done more in that time than you expected and you want to continue to keep going even though the time had passed. That is exactly how it can be with working out. By diversifying your training style, you can find out what makes times fly for you. Find out what makes you actually enjoy the workout instead of waiting for it to be over. For some people, it's tough to get locked into bodybuilding program because it can be boring as hell. Low intensity sets, a lot of waiting around. It can be difficult to get locked in. And staying focused and being locked in is key in everything we do. Because when we're locked in, that's when we're having the most fun, whether it's sports, work, gaming, or whatever. Now, I'm not saying nobody enjoys bodybuilding workouts because I do and a lot of people do, but I believe more people enjoys hybrid workouts more if they tried it. Things like HIIT, CrossFit, or High Rocks. If you're finding traditional workouts boring and then it's maybe time to mix it up. Find a training style that keeps you moving, keeps you engaged, and makes times fly.
If you're not bored of weight training already, you probably will be soon. Here's the thing. Even the people who smell like vanilla protein powder, who spends 3 hours at the gym, one of those hours goes to flexing in front of the mirror, even those guys eventually will get bored of the gym too. It is tough to stay consistent after the first couple of years. Here's why. Majority of the gains you'll be able to achieve naturally will come in year 1. And almost the rest of what you will be able to achieve naturally will come in year 2. After that, progress is slower than a James Cameron sequel. Even if you work out 5 times a week, 2.5 hours each session, the progress will be so incremental that it will be difficult to stay consistent. Because if you base your motivation on how you look and progress starts to slow down after the first year or second year, it's tough to keep going when you don't get the reward for all the hard work you push in. The reason why many of us starting working out in the first place is because we want to be healthier. But here's the thing, professional bodybuilders aren't the epitome of health, even if they have a six-pack and look shredded. Think of muscle gain and fat loss like an X-curve, like my illustration here, when it comes to health. Too much fat and too little muscle, like a typical beginner up here, it's not healthy. But Too little fat and too much muscle isn't also great for your health because that's like the situation for most bodybuilders. They often suffer from high blood pressure because of that. And also many of them suffer from hormone imbalance because they have too little fat. You want to be in the sweet spot here, not the G spot, in a zone where you have about under 19% body fat and a good amount of muscle. That's where many professional athletes are, and that is achievable for everyone with minimal effort as long as you're consistent. We should aspire to be more like professional athletes than bodybuilders. Because bodybuilders, they feel their worst when they are stepping on stage, while professional athletes, they train to feel their best when they are competing. And the way how professional athletes looks, it's completely attainable for all of us as long as we are consistent with our training in the gym. And we don't have to resort to any extreme diets or lifestyle to achieve it. When you're consistent, not only will you be able to achieve the physique of many of your favorite athletes, but when you get in shape, you get a bunch of health benefits, which are the main reason why many of us started working out in the first place. Exercising improves metabolic health, your body composition, energy levels, and your sex drive. But the question is, how do you stay consistent? Here are ways that have helped my clients stay consistent. I'm going to share with you for free. First is find a program that you enjoy. It could be a sport, hybrid training, and even bodybuilding program. Your motivation should just come from you wanting to do it because you genuinely enjoy it, not because of looks or external factors. Second way to be more consistent is find a routine that fits your lifestyle or schedule. Like we talked about earlier, reduce barriers to working out. It will help you. Thirdly is accountability. So maybe have someone to keep you accountable, like a friend or a coach even, that have proven to work. And if you need a coach, check out TLA, link in the description. You can get online coaching for 1/4 of a price of a regular real life coach. And you will get the same benefits, a person that will keep you on track. Remember, for you to be consistent, it's about finding what moves you and also find something that fits your lifestyle and also have someone to keep you accountable and guide you throughout the process. Did you know that only 18% of all gym members uses their membership consistently? Think about that.
Now, when it comes to looks, here's something to think about. Gymnasts, swimmers, MMA fighters, and CrossFit athletes, they're all insanely fit. But here's the thing, their training isn't necessarily better for building muscle or getting shredded. Yet, the average person in those sports often look better than the average gym member. Why? Because they're consistent. Because one, they enjoy what they do, which is really important, like we talk about. But also, secondly, they are chasing numbers, performance goals, not just aesthetics. Even though they might not be following the most optimal program for aesthetic, but over time they end up looking better than most people in the gym because they never stop showing up. That's why step 4 is define progress by numbers. When you shift your focus to performance metrics, you unlock a whole new level of motivation. Even when your physique starts to plateau, which it will, you can still find motivation to push for performance. So if muscle gain starts slowing down, no problem. Set a goal to increase your deadlift with 50 pounds. And if you vary your workout styles, like we talked about in earlier stuff, like trying out hybrid training, it expands everything and it opens up so many new numbers for you to chase and to keep you motivated. Like aiming to shave off a minute on your 5K time. Challenge yourself to do more reps with the same weight. Just gives you so many reasons to stay motivated. But one thing to remember when tracking your progress is that progress is not linear.
So, progress goes up and down. You need to track it over a long period of time to see the overall trend. Some weeks you're gonna be very motivated because everything is going great. Some weeks you might take a step back and it can be really demotivating. I think it's really important to remember that the average progress over time is what's most important.
Alright, here's a bonus step that is pretty fun and it forces you to get started, and that is signing up for a competition. It's difficult to procrastinate workouts when you know you're committed to a half marathon or a high rocks event or a sporting event. When you got a date on the calendar, it's really hard to avoid it. We all have also a certain pride when we're competing to at least avoid embarrassing ourselves when others are watching. Like, you don't want to join a jiu-jitsu tournament where you expected to get choked out left, right, and center and end up looking like a pussy in front of your friends and family. Plus, signing ups for events usually cost a fee. Naturally, we don't want to lose our money, which keeps us sticking to our training regiment. And before you know it, you become addicted to the sport that you just randomly sign up to just by throwing yourself into the water without knowing how to swim. And now you fucking love swimming. I hope you get the analogy I'm trying to make here. But my point is that signing up for a competition might be exactly what you need to kickstart your fitness journey. You might just discover that you're passionate about something that is incredibly beneficial for your health, fat loss, testosterone, and overall well being. And if you think sports are just for young people, think again. You could join a CrossFit gym in your 40s or 50s and meet a lot of people in your age. Communities like CrossFit are incredibly welcoming and supportive, and they'll RX the workouts to your level. So get out there, sign up for something, watch how it might just change your life. Look, I don't hate bodybuilding programs, I actually like them, but I get it if you don't. Here's the thing. If you are following a traditional bodybuilding program right now, know that there are many ways to reach your goals. You can try a different training style, like a new sport, or something similar to your current training style, like hybrid training or CrossFit training, or sticking to the same training styles as you're doing in the gym right now, but with a different approach, like focusing on number based goals, just like powerlifter does. It doesn't matter what styles you do or what approach you do, as long as you can stay consistent with it. That's how you really become a better, healthier, and more confident version of yourself. And if you really need help figuring out what makes you move, check out the link in the description. Look, even though exercise is important, it's almost impossible to out exercise a bad diet. If you want to know the best way to lose fat sustainably, check out this video. I'll give you some small, effortless daily habit that can help you cut up to 6,500 calories a week. That's potentially 2 pounds of fat gone every week. I know it's tough, but these tips can make your journey a lot easier.